Hi everyone, I'm making this video to help everyone who is going to apply for ADAT in the coming year. The process is simple and I'll walk you through it step by step to avoid any confusions. So let's get started. The application cycle for ADAT is active every year from March 1st till August 31st. But you have to be application ready well before that by following some steps. Let's see. Step 1, you have to create a DENTPIN. Then, step 2, you have to get ECE evaluation done. In step 3, you have to apply for ADAT in the timeline that we discussed. And step 4, once you get the eligibility letter from ADA, you have to choose a test date and location at Pearson View Center. Now, let's talk about creating a DENTPIN in the following simple steps. You have to Google DENTPIN and you have to go to this site, ada.org. Now, select DENTPIN from here. Now, when you go to this page, it has all the information about DENTPIN. DENTPIN stands for Personal Identification Number. This page mentions all the programs that accept DENTPIN, and when you scroll down, you can see ADAT being mentioned there. You have to scroll to the bottom to click on Register Today. When you click on this link, it takes you to another window, and it says create a new DENTPIN. It will ask you to fill your details, your name, and your date of birth, as well as your address. Please be careful to fill all your details exactly matching to those that are there in your documents, because if there is slight mismatch, then your application may be rejected. So you have to be careful if filling in your details and you have to press on continue. It will then ask you to set a password and a security question and fill in your educational details. Please make sure that you're saving this information because this is required for future reference. Once you do that, it will send you a confirmation which will have your DENTPIN as well as your information, and you have to save that. In the next step, you have to send your documents for ECE evaluation. So go to ece.org, and this window will show you different options that you can have a look at before you actually order a report. So you can check out the services and the fees and also the documentation requirements. There is often a confusion as to which report you should order. If you're planning to give ADAT and applying only to the Canadian schools, usually a general report is sufficient. But in future, if you happen to apply to any of the schools in United States, then a course by course evaluation is the best option because none of the schools in United States are accepting a general report. Both the types of report are acceptable if you want to give ADAT and apply to Canada. You can also have a look at the different documents that are required. Select a place where you studied in, and then it will show you the documents. So I studied in India, and it showed me the documents that are required. If I am opting to go for a course by course evaluation, I need to send a 12th and a 10th certificate as well. But if I am getting a general report done, then these three things are sufficient. So I need to send my original degree, my original statement of marks, and my internship completion certificate. If you don't have the original statement of marks, you can also choose to send your transcript, but it should be in a sealed envelope. If you don't have it sealed, you can request your university to directly send it to ECE. So you then have to order a report. Before that, it will ask you to create an account with them and it will take you to this page. Here, it will ask you whether you want a US evaluation report or you want a Canada assessment report, and it will ask you to fill your personal information, institution delivery, and report type. Now, here at times, it is possible for us to get confused because since we're applying from Canada, we may think that we have to select Canada assessment evaluation. But if you do that, you will end up in this window. So, if by mistake you select Canada Assessment Report application and you fill in your personal information, it will take you to this place of when you have to enter the institution, and you will not be able to make any selection because ADA is not in Canada. It is in United States, and we are requesting the evaluation to be sent to ADA. So we have to avoid doing this mistake. So you have to select US evaluation report, fill in your personal details, and if you want any copies for yourself, it will ask you to fill your address details, and it'll take you to this window which asks you to fill the institution. Now here you type ADAT and this drop down will come. Make a selection of this, the Joint Commission on National Dental Examination. Save this as the address. It will ask you the purpose of your report. You can select further education, education selected, undergraduate program, and field is dentistry. It will ask you to then make a selection of which type of report you want. You can select it according to your needs. And then your educational history. It will tell you where you have to send your original documents to. And lastly, it will ask you to review your application to check if you've filled in everything correct. And it will ask you to sign a customer agreement and will take you to make the payment. Now, to apply for ADAT, you have to go to ADA site again, and it has so much information about ADAT. I strongly suggest that you go through this page in detail because you will find a lot of information as to what is included in ADAT. You will see the different sections, the biomedical sciences, clinical, and stats. You can also choose as to how do you apply to ADAT. It will tell you all the details. It'll ask you that once your application is processed, then you have to wait for the letter to apply to the centers. And also it will tell you like where you can take your ADAT. So it has so much information. It is always good to go through this page in complete details since you have time. And then it also has a lot of information about how to prepare for ADAT, like some tutorials, some practice test. So this is a very important place where you can get a lot of information which is legit. And then you have to get more information before applying to ADAT. So you can have more information on this page. It will have you some tips about the application procedure as well. And then you have to click on apply now. Now, to apply for ADAT, you have to go to ADA site. There, it will ask you to enter your DENTPIN and password that you saved earlier. The different type of exams will be there, so you make a selection of ADAT. At this time, it will ask you to what all universities you want your ADAT results to be sent to. You can select as many universities as you want, Canadian or United States, because at this time it is not asking you for any additional payment. And after that, you have to make the payment for the exam and wait for your eligibility letter, which usually take 2 to 3 days. They will send it to you by an email, and then you can choose the time and location for your test center. The final step now, you have to book a test date and center at Pearson View site. You can click on ADAT. It will then take you to ADA login, and before going to that, you can find a test center according to your postal code. So you can type your postal code, and it'll show you the locations and the different dates. So you can make a selection and then appear for your exam. The final step now, you have to book a test date and center at Pearson View site. You can click and please remember that the last two steps of application to ADAT exam and booking a test center is active only between the months of March till August every year. So if you still have any other questions related to the application process, you can drop a comment and I'll be more than happy to help you. Do subscribe to this channel because I am planning to put some more videos with some more information on ADAT. So I wish you all the best and stay healthy.